I'm gonna crawl like a baby to get some air, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I don't know if you heard the other installment. I was trying to figure out, all right, who was a great solo male singer after Elvis? Like, you guys figure it out. Who was a great lyrical poet after, I don't know, who's the most recent lyrical poets, like great lyrical poet of the modern era? Uh, well, we have Langston Hughes. So, yes, I would think Langston Hughes is pretty much up there as a lyrical. You ever heard of Langston Hughes? Raisin in the Sun. I love that poetry. Raisin in the Sun by Langston Hughes. Isn't it Raisin in the Sun? Raisin in the Sun. And I know it's Lorena Hansberry. No, A Dream Deferred. I'm sorry, A Dream Deferred. Is that right? A Dream Deferred. Sorry, I give Langston Hughes Dream Deferred. See, I'm getting old. I don't know how old professors remember all this stuff. So there's this, yeah, when I was um, in college, I really like this poem by Langston Hughes. So, who would you? That's Harlem, A Dream Deferred. Um, is it Harlem? No, A Dream Deferred. Yeah, by Langston Hughes. So, um, yeah, solo male artists after Elvis. Who? Who? Ask yourself that question. Like one that didn't start out in a band at all. Just like solo. Very few. Male. Solo. Artists. By themselves. Singers. Singers like Elvis. Lyrical poets. Um, of the modern era. So this is what Google is telling me. This is what Google says. There's only like a few, maybe in the 20th century. Uh, but ultimate, I don't know who those people are. I really don't. Uh, I'm sorry, but I don't. I don't know who those people are. I don't know him. I've heard of her. I think so. Yes, I've heard of her. Yes, I've heard of him. Yes, I've heard of him. Yes, I've heard of him. So these guys, these top people I've heard of. Um, but yeah, I've heard of all these people. These people, only her, I've heard of her kind of, but I haven't read anything really. So um, definitely not. I've never heard of them. So, but these people I've heard of, definitely. Um, who hasn't, right? If you haven't, I don't know what's wrong with you. So, anyways. But as for Elvis, let's look at these guys. I know he started out by himself. Um, Core Rockabilly. I don't know who that is. I don't. Didn't he start out like in his family? I don't know, family band or something. Uh, I don't know. Did he have a band? I don't know. Thought he did. Roy Orbison. Who's Gene Vincent? I don't know. Is that like rockabilly? I don't know. Elvis Presley. Uh, Best bands like Elvis, then. But yeah, maybe Little Richard. Little Richard sounds. I don't know. I don't know. Just too much. I can't remember everyone. Like, I don't know. Little Richard, um, Chuck Berry, but Ultimate Johnny Cash. Yeah, Johnny Cash maybe. That's Domino. Um, but ultimately, most people start out. Ray Charles, maybe. He really stands out. But ultimately, everybody starts out in a band. David Bowie, yeah. Bruce Springsteen. Okay. All right. This start, maybe. So, yeah. Bands. Bands. But, oh no. Everyone kind of starts out in a band when they're men. But lyrical poets, that's different. So, I don't know. I don't know. Who would you think today? Who would fit into those two categories? Best lyrical poet. Male, not female. I don't know. Who's more like Elvis today, would you say? I don't know. You decide. I mean, depending on age. I don't know. I'm of a certain age. I mean, some would say Kendrick Lamar too. You know, he's like, but we'll see how he does in a couple of years. You know, some people have already established themselves in that category long before, but Kendrick Lamar, he's still like building up to that. So, I mean, he's like, isn't he like the top guy right now in terms? But some people have already reached that peak. So that's the difference. Some have already made it. So versus, I mean, they could still do like Hawaii albums like Elvis, but ultimately it comes down to like, you know, but once, I guess if you play at the Super Bowl or something, I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's America, but once you reach the Super Bowl, you're starting to head in that direction or something. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not a celebrity. I just watch TV growing up. I don't know the rules of the game. I really don't. I don't know how any of it works, nor do I really care. So it's good for pop culture reference, but ultimately it doesn't like. Oh wait, do we have Starry Nights tonight? Oh look, my friends, this is a beautiful Kansas nighttime. Look at that. Oh come on. This is the kind of stuff you want to see in Kansas. Okay. Does it look good? I can't tell. Yeah. Ah, so beautiful. We'll just keep the crucifix in there, not the rest. I like the crucifix. I want to put more stars in there. How beautiful. Where do we want to shoot this? Somewhere along. We'll figure it out, I guess. Why does it look like a full moon when it's a half a moon? I don't get it. Right there's beautiful. Why does it look like a full moon when it's half a moon? So weird. So I don't think you guys really see that shit where you are. Maybe if you're on the coast, that's different. So. See, I told you Kansas has beautiful skies at night. I know you guys don't see that shit in New York City. Definitely not Tokyo. Definitely not Tokyo. It's like hard to see. Definitely not Seoul. Seoul is not one place. Probably not Bangkok either. So those are the only places I've been overseas. I mean, it was a graduation present. At least I got to see the world for the first time. Most of the time I just spent all my days in Salina, Kansas. Can't visit my family, which sucks. But anyways, I don't think my family wants to visit me anymore. I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm sorry if I whatever said the wrong. But I don't think I deserve this. I really don't. I really didn't deserve this. I always thought if I ever become rich and famous, I'd just like take my family with me. Give them the life they always wanted. But I don't know, just let them like, I don't know, let my niece do art if she wanted to. She didn't have to go out and make a living, struggle to make a living. She could sit at home and just do art all day. I don't know. Because most people from like working class families don't get that kind of life. It's really hard to get that kind of life. I know like people really well-to-do families can do that. Like they can send their children to art schools and become professional artists that way. But it's not always just hard. So I always thought, yeah, make my family's life easier if I could. I just felt like I had to fight. Fight. But I didn't want to show up to the fight. Try to do it without showing up. And that's in all areas of my life. And I don't mean competition, but just trying to tame that dream. I don't have to kick people out of the way to do it. I don't think. Because everybody gets what they want in time, right? That's what I'm told. I just have to be strong. I have to be wise. I have to be determined. I have to just keep going, no matter what. Because if I can't do that, then I can't handle bigger responsibilities in my life. I become weak, fragile, and delicate. And I'm easily walked all over and crumbled to pieces. So yeah, I'm not going to have to show up to a fight to win. I just have to make sure I'm doing what I need to do to get where I need to be at a certain point, regardless of what scenario or situation I'm in. Builds character, grows hair on your chest, like my dad said. Grows hair on your chest. I got a hairy chest, real hairy chest. I didn't as a kid, but now I do. I got a lot of hair on my chest now. Before I didn't, as a kid. Just around the nipples. But now I do. I have to shave it, trim it up, make it look nice. Or I look like a fucking gorilla or a Neanderthal. I guess he was right. Because I never really saw my father depend on his parents, nor my mother. I never saw them depend on anyone except each other, really. I saw my grandparents depend more on my father and mother than the other way around. Not in a bad way, though. Not like, oh, you guys can't take care of yourself. We just knew, we understood their economic situation. And there was really no way for them to achieve that. They were already at a certain level in life. I mean, when you're 50 and 60, how are you going to become an overnight fucking billionaire? You know, it's not that easy. If you've been like having to do bread and butter jobs since like you were a teenager or a kid. It's like you grew up during a time in American history where it wasn't, you weren't really rich, you know. What, the 1930s up until right after World War, about the 50s. And even then, you started going into wars again and having kids by then. So, yeah. By the 30s to into the 40s, you're talking about a lot of global instability at that time. Economic, social, political. So it does affect people in certain populations. But I understood that. I mean, you live out on the grid in areas of the United States where most people don't live, you know, just like the average person just don't live in these places. So, like, so far removed from society that it just seems almost unreal. You know, it's like, why would you live like that? But if you grew up like that, and that's all you know, and that's all you understand, you can't really change that. But yeah, like I guess if they grew up in New York City, they might have had a different experience, you know. But who knows? My grandmother could have been a flapper, probably. I don't know. Who knows? And my grandpa could have been a speakeasy, like, gangster. Raking in billions. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what that time period was like? I don't know. I never lived it. He eventually just took all his money and, I don't know, invested in real estate. Who knows? I don't know how that works. But yeah, I used to see like my grandmother like create a breakfast out of nothing. So, but my mom, on the other hand, I don't know where she got her stuff. Hell, she could be growing it like in the backyard in her garden. I wouldn't even know it was like food. You know, like I was like, oh, I didn't know that. You could eat that. Where did you get it? Oh, it's just you know. So it's a lot different. It's like eating like fiddleheads. Have you ever eaten fiddleheads? You know, it's like it looks like something real fancy, but it's actually just a fern you go to the forest and pick. You know, it's just so, it's pretty. It's, if you look at it, But it looks like something fancy you get at a really like 5-star restaurant. And like, oh. Fiddleheads. Um, how do I eat fiddleheads? You just eat them. That's my mom. Oh. So yeah, I didn't know I could eat ferns until then. I grew up eating fiddleheads. I love them. I think the Europeans eat them too. And I also like, it's like a catnip. I think it's a catnip leaf. It's like perilla leaf. I know it's an acquired taste, but it's like a mint leaf. Family of the mint leaf. So, I love them. I can't stop. Once I pop, I just can't stop on those things. It's like I don't know. Maybe I turn into like cat all of a sudden. I don't know. But I think it's related to the catnip family. I don't know. It's a mint. No, I think one time I grew it out in the, like I threw some of the seeds. I bought them off like uh, some store in like San Francisco over the internet. And I just thought, I don't think I have enough like window space for these like, they call them cannon but uh, it's perilla leaves in English. So it's supposed to be good for you. It's like good for your digestion or something and circulation or something. It's like a health food. But I mean, it's an acquired taste. Not everybody is going to be like on first bite. They're going to be like, oh, I love this stuff. You know, it's an acquired taste. It has a different flavor profile that it's not something that's like standard American like flavors. It's a plant, so it's a different kind. I mean, you can try it, but I just try it, see if you like it or not. I wouldn't like buy 50 orders of it unless you know what you're eating. Yeah. So, it never hurts to try. My mom's right like that. She always taught me. Just try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. So. Me personally, I just try everything. I try everything, even if I don't like it. It's like eating fugu or puffer fish. Not sure if you want to eat it or not. It's dangerous. You know, it's like one of those dangerous foods. But I tried it. Didn't hurt me, so I don't like the texture of puffer fish. But maybe if I had it a different way or I don't know. There's some, do I like it fried or grilled? I don't know. It's kind of rubbery to me. That's what it is. It's just not my favorite. So I think they look cuter as like a pet. So, like, I totally jive with a puffer fish. So I could be a pet with it, but I really don't want to eat one anymore. So. So yeah, when I was in Tokyo, I saw these puffer fish in this tank. And they're all coming up to me, and I was putting my fingers like, so. But you can't do that. You're not supposed to, because they'll bite your, like all their little fishies and octopus and all that. You're not supposed to put your fingers in there. Because I got yelled at one time by some dude there. We were like, there was this huge tank, and it had like squid in it. And I don't know, I'm from Kansas. I never seen a live squid in my life. So this is the first time I've ever seen a live squid in my life. So I put my finger in the water, and he's screaming at me, "No, don't do that. It's going to bite your finger off." So I was like, all right, no, yeah. I mean, they're pretty cool looking. Never seen them like that. But they said they can't, like, keep them in the tanks too long, or they start, like, killing themselves, because they need to swim, like, so, a certain way. So they have to sell them quick, I guess. I don't know. Pretty, though. Pretty things. And it's like the only time I ever ate raw. Well, I don't know if you call them raw oysters. But yeah. Uh, Real oysters, not canned oysters. That was the first time I ever was in Korea. I don't know how expensive they are, but we sat on this huge oyster mound. Now, Oyster Mound is like a huge hill for like thousands upon thousands of years. People ate oysters there and just built up this huge shell mound of oyster shells. And so you're sitting on this humongous oyster mound that has been there for thousands of years. And they have little restaurants in it. They all eat like these oysters and just toss them on the oyster mound. So. Because I noticed, I was like, there's so many oyster shells here, just like tons of them. And a lot of them are just like bleached by the sun, white almost. So obviously they've been there for a really long time. Really, really long time. That's the difference about America. You don't really see shit like that. Because we're the new ones. We're like the fresh faces, I think. I know. We're, how old is America? About 300 years old now. Well, maybe that. I don't, can't remember. I couldn't imagine in America having an oyster man that's been there for thousands and thousands of years, just sitting on there on a restaurant on top of it all. Just eating them and doing the same thing they did 1,000 years ago. Except you're in a restaurant now, on top of it. Talk about a man-made mound. A tradition that never stopped for thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years. Like thousands, like maybe 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Yeah, you don't really get that in America. You get the new shit. You know, the new shit. You're supposed to get the new shit. I heard that, yeah, heard that we're leaving South Korea, kind of. I don't know if that's a, I don't know. I don't know. You know, China has a lot of cool shit. China has a lot of cool shit. China has a lot. I think from what I see on videos, it looks like they got a lot of cool shit. I don't know. I like technology, so I can't afford it really, but I like it. Yeah, my first laptop was a Sony. I remember when the first Sony laptops came out. I bought that. I was like, I need that. God, I wore the hell out of it until it But Samsung takes a licking and just keeps on ticking, from what I know. But yeah, Sony's like up there. Samsung. The back of my other phone that I have problems with, I keep running. It's all blown the fuck out. Where I do my, like, live exorcisms on. It's all blown the fuck out. The back of it. It's just like garbage. But it keeps trucking. And it's just saying so. It's like I'm still going. Strong. So, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. I mean, the thing should be like confiscated as a potential explosive device because it's just it should not be plugged in. But anyway, it still runs. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I even have it down like duct tape. I got the thing duct taped. Like, pulling it, trying to get that screen to come back on. Because it, like, blacks out. So, I gotta push it a certain point. Come on. Jimmy rig it. Jimmy rig it. Yeah. Jimmy rig it. That's what they call me, Jimmy. They used to call me Jimmy all the time. So yeah, I Jimmy rig it. Tesla, Samsung, Sony. LG, Starlink. I don't know about your Apple. I can't think of an Android right now. Bic, lighter. Oh, it's not even American. It's American. But I don't know what other brands is out there. Collaborations never fall short. Like, if I was Grimes and I had to design it, I'd totally use, like, I don't know, the Ithacus fish, like, or something like that. The Christian wheel, like, or something spiritual. Because, like, I could, if you did something like, I don't know, say if I wanted to change Salina, all right, like the transportation, how it's run. Because I know outside of some, but I would like find a pattern. Say if I was Grimes and I was given the opportunity to do art direction like that, how I would be like, Christian wheel, Ithacus fish, Christian. Huh, interesting how it works. Because I live in Salina, Kansas, where people are like hardcore Christians. Like, they're like cult fanatic Christians, like the Mormons, the Adventists, whoever. You see like cults here, a lot of cults. So a lot of fanatical Christian cults. So, like, I could imagine they'd be against that. They'd be like, wow, we got like this Christian symbol, like, that is, yeah, is our new transportation. It's the Christian symbol, the Ithacus symbol. And as far as whatever design I want to put through it, you know. But that's my layout, my blueprint, my foundation. And I guess, like, wherever you want to go, like, Los Angeles Snags, who knows? New York City, who knows? I know it sounds pagan and all that shit, but like in Kansas, where I am, a lot of cults, Christian cults. So we're really into Jesus and God and Christ and the Bible. So, like, fundamental Christians, hardcore, like Mennonites, and yeah, I can't think of any more. Uh, some of them you don't even know. You just know by the way they dress that they're not the run of the mill of like the rest of us. And you know they're not Mormons. You know they're not Mennonites, but they're somewhere else in the group. You're not real sure. They just dress a certain way. I remember the first time I noticed that was in elementary school when there was a girl that came into the class, and I noticed she was always dressing a certain way. And I asked her, and she said she was some kind of religion or something. Never heard of it. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm Lutheran, or I'm Catholic, or I'm Presbyterian or Methodist. It was like, I've never heard of it before. Never in my life. It wasn't like mainstream in any way. It was like some hidden kind of gate-kept Christian sect that must have been really fundamentalist, but I didn't know it. I mean, we even have Pentecostals here, so, which is, it's kind of mainstream, but not everybody's going to go to a Pentecostal church. So yeah, like, say if I was Grimes and I was given the opportunity to do art direction, because I'm sure she's a great artist. I'm sure. And Elon Musk does his high-tech stuff with, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know who the last person in the new girlfriend he has, but last I remember, her and the son, they're always hanging out with the president. So, very lucky kid. But yeah, Sony, Samsung, Starlink, Tesla, and then whoever art direction with Grimes. Jeff Koons, I don't know. Who knows? It could be someone else. I don't know. There's probably more artists out there. Who knows? But I'm just throwing it up in the air from what I know. If I was one of those celebrities or something. So. But like, there's this place in Salina, Kansas. But that's why you don't come in here and like offend anyone. You know, they're like, oh, you're trying to bring in like the Antichrist through like fucking technology. No, we're doing it in the Christian will. Oh, okay, that's okay. Who are you adding? Like Samsung, Sony, Tesla. So it's a win-win. Like Xi Jinping said, win-win. Makes everybody's life easier, more convenient, but still being fundamentally Christian at the same time. So everybody has an easier life, and everybody's still Christian. There's Harry Potter singing. Tell me something bad might be coming. I wonder if Britney Spears thinks that's cool. They say like there's like this really cool car, like a psychic said, that comes drive by here. They're supposed to be my savior. I don't know. I've seen a really cool car driving around here. It's supposed to be my savior. But you really can't say the cripple, I guess. That's alright. It doesn't look good. Probably if I look bang. But I really don't know what Europe has in terms of like its exports and technology. Really, I don't. I'm not familiar with European technology, so uh, other than Volvo, maybe, and Ferrari and Lamborghini, but I mean, I guess transportation is maybe one. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, it depends on our allies, though, you know, what they know. But, but yeah, sorry, I don't know. Bring the world together. Why not? Let's all go to Mars together. We might be able to achieve that by the end of the year. I don't know. And then we can go on our starship voyage on Star Trek. Russians, they seem to know how to get to the moon at one time. Or whatever, they seem to know how to get to space at one point. I mean, they had like a whole history of that. Cosmonauts and, I don't know. Do we start with them first? I don't have that kind of information available to me, so I'm just a common man. I just see things on TV and internet. That's all I see. So I don't know the full story. I only know like the KGB has some kind of psychic thing going. So that's, whether the KGB or something, I don't know. Hey, hey, hey. Probably telling me I need to get the fuck out of the way, right? Alright. I don't think I'm winning any popularity contests recently, so. Just trying to survive. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.